Thank God for Kate Blanchett, Keanu Reeves, and
What
everybody in
what
it.
a cast!
What a
Cast is
cast.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Am I the only person who saw the Kate Blanchett Ribisi movie that was based on that Polish author? Polish filmmaker who died before he had a chance to make it, and Tim Tickfer made it instead.
Sounds
Heaven.
like
I don't know this.
I don't know it.
And both of them speak Italian. Kate Blanchett
wow.
speaks fluent Italian, and so does Ribisi.
Or
Wow.
that makes some sense for Ribisi. But this
My-
is
my
By the way, I've met Giovanni Ribisi. He's incredibly nice.
I'm sure that seems
He,
about right.
he used to go into the store in Santa Rosa all the time.
Has he ever not played an unhinged character though? It's like his character.
Sometimes he
Saving
plays
Private Ryan.
sometimes he plays characters who are mentally disabled.
yeah.
Okay.
In Heaven,
Yeah,
he
it's
plays an
Private
Italian Carabinieri.
Oh.
Okay.
Boiler Room.
Also,
Yeah.
he was a recurring character in My Name Is Earl. He was really funny in that.
I think
Yeah,
Keanu Reeves doing this movie just a couple of years after The Matrix is.
So since you brought up
It
Keanu
may be
Reeves,
my favorite Keanu Reeves.
since you brought up Keanu Reeves, I want to say that for the last 23 years, people have said in my presence, Keanu Reeves is a bad actor. And the first words out of my mouth are, go watch The Gift right now.
Right.
Like what's that?
Like, whatever, just drop what you're doing and go watch The Gift, because he is fucking terrifying in this movie.
Yeah.
Like the times that he is a coiled ball of rage at all moments. It is written on his face, and he is just inches away from snapping every time. And the two times that you see it, the time where he drags her out of the house through the paint, which is a fucked up scene.
Yep.
Like, that scene is like insane.
It is.
Like, and she runs out and she slips and falls. Like, that's what a fight is like. That's what a real life
Chaos, right?
like violence is like.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene in the courtroom where he snaps,
Yeah.
like, those scenes are perfect.
Yeah.
And the scene that you had with the gun with Giovanni Ribisi, like when they roll up in the car, like, and the two of them.
Oh yeah, that's a good scene. Yeah.
When he's just slamming on the top of the car. Ribisi is just slamming on the top of the car
crowbar.
Yeah, and then he hits the window. Like, god damn, there's so many great scenes in this movie.
You know what that made me think of, Tad, was another Billy, because Billy Bob Thornton wrote
this.
Yeah,
Billy Bob's really good at domestic violence, and I don't know what that says about Billy Bob Thornton, but I'm thinking about the country singer who was in Sling Blade. What's his name? He plays the abusive.
Dwight Yoakam.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
That brought that right back to me watching this, because Dwight Yoakam's terrifying.
Well, mind you, also don't forget that this is a Sam Raimi film, and Raimi knows, he did horror. He knows how to make things.
And
that's where I think this movie
this is a horror movie
in a lot of ways. Yeah.
That, if it, by the standards of a horror movie, I would give it a thumbs down. I don't think
it's not horrifying enough.
No, I don't think it's scary enough. The jump scares are kind of hokey.
I'm saying, like, the structure of this movie is a horror movie.
This is a movie where, as I was watching it, I was like, this is maybe even not as good as I remember. And I remember it, like, I don't remember very little. Like, I memory hold the whole thing.
That's funny. The opposite effect. I watched it and I was very
But in the days following, when I was thinking about it, like, that scene was pretty good. That scene was, boy, anytime Kate Blanchett was on screen, that was
she's great.
The camera loves her, don't you think?
Yeah, but
Jesus, it's a nuts.
It's a bit basic. I mean, you see the ending coming a mile away.
Sure.
Well,
but this movie's about the journey. It's not about the destination.
But the flip side, like, yes, the ending is telegraphed. You see it coming a mile away. However, the idea that she has to
until they flip it at the end.
Keanu Reeves because she knows he's innocent. That's interesting.
I would have loved to have seen a scene where her and Keanu kind of like settled things out.
Where's that scene?
I know.
Where's Keanu getting out of jail?
I don't think it happens. I think this is the kind of thing which is like, you don't look at each other for the rest of your lives. Like, you have to be in the same room at various points, but you don't ever look at each other again.
That would have been a good scene, like in a grocery store or something, where they just
that's
in the bedroom, basically.
If the movie wasn't there's this movie had production issues. It was an incredibly short schedule. Raimi was like, they had to negotiate back and forth so he could finish editing it because there was overages and Spider-Man was about to start.
Right.
And like, there's all of this stuff that went on behind the scenes. And I do think the movie suffered a little bit for that. I just think that this is the last time Raimi makes a movie like this.
Right.
And like, and
The prior one was better.
I just think this shows you what a good filmmaker he is, which is something that I think unfortunately has been lost in his blockbusters.
I think Simple Plan is
No,
way
this
better.
pairs. I think this pairs up with that. Although there's no
But I think
supernatural
Simple
stuff
Plan
in
was
that
more
one.
successful.
Yeah,
right. I
That
might
was
have picked Simple Plan if it weren't for the fact that I wanted to watch Dead again, so I wanted something that paired with
I
it.
had no problem with the way that he structured kind of a supernatural element. I thought that it actually served the real time story really well, and that she's only giving hints. It's like she has to convince people that what she's seeing is real.
Right.
Like, I'm seeing this stuff, and it's like no one's like going, "Oh, I believe you," or there's no like kind of like there was no Robin Williams character saying that all this shit's real. She has to convince everybody at every point that she's seeing something that actually happened. And I love that because it puts so much pressure on that character, on Annabelle.
Well,
Although,
she
was
I think that it was.
I can't do that either. No, that's not how this works. Like, that was interesting too.
Yeah.
I question the whole thread of having to prove it or prove it to the jury in trial, in that it's like, who cares how you got to the pond? The dead body's in the pond. You have the DNA evidence. You have everything you need to convict. It doesn't matter how a lady told you to go there
the thing is,
it absolutely does.
No.
Why?
The thing. Here's why. The reason why is that is the hole that the defense is going to try to ram reasonable doubt through. She is the crack in it, and if they can prove or whatever, convince the jury that she is unreliable, then the jury questions why she knew that the body was there,
Right.
and then that is reasonable doubt. Like you have to
cast
Gary
doubt on her motivations. If it wasn't a supernatural revelation, then
Gary Cole's character did a really, really smart thing of putting her on the stand first and being like, I get to tell my story first.
Yeah.
I get to do this first, so you don't have a chance to jump us with it later. Because if he hadn't called her to the stand, the defense attorney sure as fuck would. And
right, you would have never gotten the other part.
And then he gets direct examination on her, which means he gets to treat her as a hostile witness, and he gets to make it 100% that make the case revolve around her.
Yeah,
like it's
which
like I actually think
a psychic wouldn't have flown in a real court of law.
From a writing perspective, I think that's incredibly smart because she is the fatal flaw in this case if you don't handle her correctly.
And also, like I said, it just adds more pressure to this character.
Right. And then it makes this her fault.
Yeah. This is one of those ones that this is like Michael Clayton, where you have personal life, professional life, and family life.
Right.
You see it all just laying out there. It's like she comes in with like having to deal with her widowed husband and not dealing with the widowed husband and trying to make a living.
Why don't we go visit Dad more?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the kids are rebelling, and it's all this crazy. It just felt like a neat slice of reality. Like it was small town Southern thing. It's just like I could see why people would like treat her like a pariah. They probably do. Although I'm going to put this one thing out. This is so interesting to me. You see the kind of cards she was using?
Yes, they're the psychic test.
The Rhine test.
Murray and Ghostbusters.
It's called a Zener deck.
Yeah,
and a Zener deck is there for testing ESP. Yeah, it's not for augury. It's not for predicting anything.
Yeah, it's not tarot cards or anything.
But mind you, they did this because they want to kind of make her part of this society, this small town society. She's not doing occult stuff. She goes to church every Sunday. She's a part of this whole world, right?
If she broke these out, for a fucking reading,
the Rider Waite deck, it'd be like she'd be a witch, right?
Right. If you break this shit out in a small town in Georgia, they're burning your fucking house down.
Yeah, they're gonna burn
Like-
frost in your lawn. That's exactly what's gonna happen. So it was very it's I could see they'd spent a little time thinking about how to keep her inside the societal boundaries in
Right.
this small town, which is crazy.
And she's doing it to protect herself because she learned it from her grandmother.
Mhm.
Well,
Like,
it sounds like, Scott, you like this movie more than I did. To me,
I
it's like
love
not
this
only,
film.
not only the supernatural theme ties these two films together, but I also think quality-wise, they're both kind of like a fun watch, kind of clunky.
I think the quality on this is so much better.
Eh,
I think I'm with you, John.
I kind of feel like they're on par with each other.
No, I think this is I think this is a little better than the other one, but I wish
It's a little better.
better.
No, this
I
had
wish
an
it was a
amazing
lot
But I
better.
cast.
mean,
I thought it
like
was-
you said, the jump scares are corny, and sometimes there's just moments in it which are just so obvious. And the supernatural stuff is just like, oh, okay, I don't know.
Felt tacked on. The rest
I'm
of it
looking
didn't
at
really.
basic directing.
Oh, I don't think the supernatural feels
No.
tacked on.
It
No,
didn't
if
to me.
you look at this kind of like, okay, you give it like this to Kenneth Branagh and you give this to like Sam Raimi, he said, make a supernatural film. And Sam Raimi's going to bring his tools in. His
Yeah.
tools are evident.
I feel like
He's telling is very clear. He knows how to set characters and pay them off really well. Fantastic cast in this film.
the
this
cast
is-
is amazing.
Yeah,
Head and
it's
shoulders.
hard to have
Also,
anything bad
I
to say
would-
about
The
I think that-
photography is very clear in this thing. It's just it's lyrical in a lot of places.
Kinnear-
Kinnear's another
jump scares that
one.
would
Kinnear's
shock me
another
to
one
death.
who got fucked.
What's
Greg
that?
Kinnear in general.
Kinnear's
just-
another one who got
Yeah,
fucked.
he
His
did.
career?
His career
Yeah.
kind of
He's
like,
really good.
Mhm.
Always
And-
good.
And you see the kind of movies that he ended up in. It's like, why aren't you more famous?
This is
Like,
right after Mystery Men for him.
right.
But it's like right before autofocus thing.
Yes, right before autofocus. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if not for the couple of the ghost shit, I wouldn't have put Raimi behind this at all, because like all of his usual shtick is not on display.
His car is in this film.
Well, I mean, just you watch Doctor
His yellow
Strange.
Oldsmobile. Are you
You
kidding?
mean that
Strange,
rust bucket that Kate
Yes,
Blanchett
that
drives
is
around?
Sam Raimi's car. It's in all.
That's
his
in
movies.
every Evil Dead movie. It's in
I know.
Dark Man. It's in
Oh!
almost
Drag
every
Me to
movie he's
Hell.
ever
Drag Me
made.
to Hell is
Yeah,
a Sam
yeah.
Raimi movie.
That's his personal
Fucking
car.
Doctor
That's funny.
Strange, Sam Raimi movie. Like he has a shtick, and it's
Yeah.
really absent from this and Simple Plan.
Right.
I mean, even more so in Simple Plan.
I have difficulty saying that it's absent from this.
What I said, with the exception of like the ghost stuff, I wouldn't have pegged this as a Raimi movie at all.
Oh, I think it feels like a Raimi. I think there's Raimi has this ability to sort of pull violence out of a scene to just sort of be like this scene specifically.
Right.
Like Raimi can direct violence very, very well.
Yes, he
Yeah.
can.
Interpersonal violence,
Mhm.
violence between one or two people, like not large scale violence, not like a war movie or something like that, but he can make you feel every hit, whether it's with a belt or a knife or an axe or chopping your own arm off with a fucking saw in a comedy.
Right.
Like he can make you feel that violence in a way that I don't think a lot of directors of his era could. Like you get those guys who came up in the very late 70s, like there's something special about
Toby
Raimi.
Hooper and that kind of thing. That his
Right.
cohort basically.
It's
Like-
interesting that Kate Blanchett's character, her only real ally in this movie is Giovanni Ribisi's character, and he's fucking unstable and scary in scenes with her.
What?
Yeah.
Like he scares her multiple times in this movie, but he's the good guy.
Also, Kim, what's her name? I can't remember the name of she was in Sons of Anarchy.
Dickens.
Kim Dickens.
Yeah.
She was just sweet to her the entire film. It's so nice.
These two guys.
Oh, yeah, her
like,
friend.
Everybody in
Uh-huh.
this movie is good. Everybody.
Yeah. Oh
Right.
yeah.
I am never unhappy to see J.K. Simmons in
Right.
something.
Or Chelsea Ross. He's just the best. Yeah, exactly.
Even this one.
Who
This is
took
the
her-
best acting she ever did.
Yeah, basically, I would argue that's absolutely true. She took her clothes off.
And
whatever,
she
but
specifically she took this because she wanted to do the nude scene and she wanted to play against type, and I think that's fucking great.
It is.
Like
that horrible sham marriage.
yeah, well,
Mhm. Also, kind of break out of the. Don't even
just-
typecast as doing that whole like.
I think that there are individual scenes. that
Dawson's Creek.
Thank you.
really, really good, but it all adds up to it felt more conventional than I probably would have liked. But this is one of those like the collection of parts is great as a whole movie. Maybe for me, not so much.
Okay.
I'm about there with you, Chris.
I'm not. I thought that this film, well, watching it again, this is my second time I've seen it. After
Only
seeing
second time I've seen it.
Yeah,
Same
I
here.
thought it was just beautifully hung together. It just terms of like how the story unfolds and how it respectfully treated all the characters, even the bad ones
Right.
in this thing. It just was a nice little. It's a bit of it's a bit of Southern Baroque. It's like everyone's like this elaborate Southern character in a town.
It's Midnight in the Garden. It's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil for poor people.
Or like Steel Magnolias, but because there's no black people at all in this town. I don't know they found that place, but there.
There is no.
Okay, there's one.
There's the
actually,
witness.
two of her clients.
Okay, two of her clients, exactly.
Yeah, and the witness, the guy who runs AJ.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Who's another great character actor too.
Uh-huh.
Like, and he's just in that one scene as the witness. And
Yeah,
then
I recognize him. I don't know his
Yeah.
name, but I totally recognized him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who he's in that Trejo lane of like, oh yeah,
that guy.
yeah.
There's that guy.
He's in everything.
Jim
Right.
is cornering like crazy here. I mean, he's on two wheels taking a corner right here. He's like, this is Jim's corner.
He is very much in his corner tonight.
Yeah, you go.
Good jet lag.
We're waiting on you, Jim.
Yeah,
He's zoned out. He stopped listening to us 10 minutes ago.
I did actually. I was thinking about my picks. It was
Clip.
it was better than Dead Again, I suppose.
I think so.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I won't deny that.
I have a real problem with the supernatural. I have preferred the Sam Raimi of like Evil Dead, the first one.
Yeah, there's no supernatural in that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I
Talk
mean,
about a non-supernatural movie.
That
Evil Dead.
was
This is not-
100%
No,
supernatural.
it was
Super
supernatural.
Super duper natural. How's that?
Super duper natural.
So it's just hard for you to get into the movie because of the premise.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck that she was like psychic or whatever the hell she was, and I thought she was just wasted in a bad part. And Ribisi was okay as a crazy person, but
Oh, he
he
was
was
so
okay as a
soulful.
crazy person in Ted also, What can I say? Or
Okay.
maybe it was Ted too.
Although I'll
That's
go
it.
back and say that I didn't mention it before, but Ribisi's just tore my heart every time he's got that quality. He acts.
When
Yeah, he goes out on the edge every time. And he just totally broke my heart.
when he lights his dad on fire
Uh-huh.
and she's like fighting with him
Uh-huh.
and he grabs her and shows her the tattoo and
Uh-huh.
you finally understand what the fuck he's been talking about.
Mhm.
It's like, oh fuck.
Right.
Like like that strings every scene he's had in the movie together up to that
Right.
point, and it's just like, well, that explains fucking everything,
It does.
doesn't it?
Although, mind you,
Like,
the ending part where he shows up and helps her out at the end, and he gives the handkerchief to her and the whole 9 yards. I'm sorry, but Ninth Configuration, I showed this at the very beginning of this show. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love.
Sam Raimi
to
is
play-
probably one of 6 people who watch Ninth Configuration.
I know you're
so-
probably
I
right.
love
I
that
hate to
movie.
say it, but yeah, he pulled that one up pretty good.
I loved his character's line in the car at the end of that scene where he said, "Keep doing what you're doing. You're the heart of this town."
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
you know what it is? It's Billy Bob's line from Sling Blade when he's at the door with John Ritter.
Yeah.
That boy lives in his heart.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, Billy
Billy Bob Thornton's writing is really good. I don't know where he stopped doing it. It's pretty amazing work.
because he
He's
was
really
making
good.
more money acting and it was less work.
And hanging out with
You
Jane.
know, with that sling blade, Carl. I mean to kill you with it.
All right. I
So
think
basically, the Robin Williams character was played by a tattoo. Is that what I'm taking away from it?
wait, that's
No, because this is one character's journey in the story, and when you realize what he means when he says, "When I look in a blue diamond and I have a bad thought, am I gonna die?" Like, you
Yeah.
know why he was looking at that diamond.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can thumbs at this point.
I'm in the same place as I was.
Yeah,
Solid, solid up. I just was
same as John.
super impressed second time out. Just really good film. Yeah. There it is.
This is a movie that will scratch into my top list. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Same
are
here.
things-
Actually, this might too as well.
There are things about this movie
You really
that-
liked it, Scott.
I did. I just was again, haven't seen it in 20 odd years. And it's like the way it's put together is just so precise and professional. And the acting, the performances were so good, and the photography was so clear.
We didn't even talk about Hilary Swank.
I know.
Like,
Jesus,
like we-
she was great too. I mean,
yeah,